Congresswoman Luna. It's a great honor to meet with you.
Thank you.
And thank you again for being such a great force for dialogue and a great force for peace. And you are already quite famous in Russia because you are really working on the first visit of our Duma, which is a Congress and meeting with the US Congress. So we really appreciate all of your efforts, and this is from Russia, from Russian people, to really celebrate your efforts on peace and dialogue.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Pearl's been incredible, especially in regards to helping to deliver on the promises for peace.
And then also, Congresswoman, so we have a little gift of chocolate. And this is some of the President Putin sayings. And this is just to let you know his thinking, because this one says that we don't give up on our people, and that's one of his messages. And then here he also talks about that it's important to basically have dialogue with Russia. And we hope that this dialogue, successful dialogue, continues.
Well, let me tell you, if all meetings consist of flowers and chocolate, I'm there. So
that's right.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
On the third day, we are negotiating with representatives of the U.S. administration in the United States of America. We clearly state the position of President Putin that only a constructive and respectful dialogue will bear fruit. Any attempts to put pressure on Russia are simply pointless. We see titanic attempts to disrupt any dialogue between Russia and the United States, to bring in a lot of disinformation. From an economic point of view, we explain the state of the Russian economy, which is in good condition. As we know, the growth of the Russian economy was over 4% last year, while the economies of England and Europe showed a growth of less than 1%, that the ruble, including strengthened by 40% in relation to the dollar this year, and became the most successful currency of this year, and that the level of the Russian debt is much lower than the level of the debt in many Western countries. We also report what Russian agencies report, namely information about other areas of activity, but there are often attempts to block the information to the US administration. In particular, we confirm that the solution to the Ukrainian conflict is possible only if the root cause of this conflict is eradicated, and President Putin spoke very clearly about this in his speech to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We also managed to bring information to American colleagues about the meeting of President Putin with the General Staff, which took place this morning, and where the President was reported that 5,000 Ukrainian servicemen were surrounded in the Kupiansk region and 500 in the Krasnoarmysk region, and about the successful tests of a completely new class of Burevestnik missiles with a nuclear installation. And it is very important that this information is directly reported to the leadership and key people in the administration of the President of the United States. And we also communicate with those representatives of the American community who are in the mood for a positive dialogue with Russia. We held a meeting with Congresswoman Anna Luna yesterday. She spoke out in favor of the dialogue with Russia. She is grateful to Russia for providing files about Kennedy. This caused a very positive reaction in American society. And she also confirmed her desire to hold a meeting of American congressmen with representatives of the Duma, which will be organized in the near future, and is an important dialogue between the parliaments of our countries. Accordingly, all our discussions are held in a very serious tone, in a very serious time. We are in the mood for a constructive dialogue and for a clear statement of Russia's position on many points. Yes, Russia wants a peaceful solution, but, of course, respect for all the interests of Russia. Eradication of the root causes of the Ukrainian crisis is the basis of the right decisions.
In the series of American meetings of the Russian president's special envoy, not only are there talks with people from the Trump administration, Anna Paulina Luna, for example, is a congresswoman from his native Florida. A young Republican of a new formation and a call-up magician, like the head of the White House, is in favor of an open dialogue with Moscow. I think for the first time since the 90s, we have organized talks between representatives of the State Duma and members of Congress from both parties. History often shows us what happens when there is no peaceful dialogue. Therefore, it is very important for us to be part of such a dialogue with you. Both of our presidents are interested in fighting for their people, so everything should end successfully.
For us in turn, it is very important that the representatives of the Congress and the State Duma will hold a meeting under your leadership and at your suggestion. This is very valuable for the dialogue between the countries.
As of today, Anna Paulina Luna has big plans for the evil hawks, which are still so many on the Capitol Hill. First of all, our task in Congress is to ensure that the dialogue always remains open. You know that I am a veteran. I have seen what happens in war. Therefore, an open dialogue is the first step towards restoring relations between our countries. There are no reasons why we should be enemies. Do you plan to visit Moscow with the delegation of the Congress? Definitely. Such an opportunity will appear in the near future, and if we are invited, we will go.